Is your financial plan working for you and on track? If it is, great. This video is not for you. This video is for all of the people who are looking for realistic ways to make plans for their money. Stay tuned. Have a budget. It's really not that bad, I promise, even though people seem to cringe when you mention the word budget. But hear me out. How can you expect to get to where you want to be if you don't know the path of how to get there or where you're starting? You can't. So if you don't have a budget, then you have to take the time to see what your spending habits are so you can figure out what your budget should look like and then what you can do with your money. And we can do it with two simple lists: incoming and outgoing. For incoming, you track all of your incoming funds, your paychecks from what I call W-2 jobs, your income from entrepreneur streams, income from any monthly allowances, alimony, child support. You get the point. If it's income, write it down and when it comes. And then expenses. Track all of your expenses from your mortgage, your vehicle payment, your cell phone, gas and electric, Wi-Fi, to credit cards, donations, gas, haircuts, entertainment, monthly night out with your friends, etc. Track it, track it, track it. Write it or find an app that you like, whatever method you use, and revisit it at least weekly. Why weekly? To make sure there are no subscription fees that have come out of your account that you've forgotten about, and to welcome the dividends from your stock, or to make sure that what you thought you spent does not exceed what you actually spent for the week. Do you have a thorough budget? If not, now, do you know how to make a budget? Comment down below if this was helpful. Write it in the comments, budget complete or budget in progress, if you will update yours after watching this video. Next, mind your debt goals. With a working budget, you can clearly see all of your debt and determine what your plan is to pay down and eliminate that debt. You can choose the snowball method or the avalanche method, or a combination of both. In case you need a refresher, the snowball method focuses on the smallest debt balance first by paying the minimum on all the other balances and paying extra on the smallest debt balance to pay that off. But you don't know what the extra is if your budget isn't in some kind of order. So once you pay off that small debt, you then take that minimum payment plus extra that you've identified from your budget, and you put that in addition to the new minimum on the next smallest debt, and you keep going until all of your debt is paid off. The avalanche method focuses on the largest monthly interest charge first and pays the minimum plus extra according to your budget while paying the minimum on all of the others, and continues in the same way as the snowball method until all of the debt is paid off. If you're fortunate and disciplined enough to have no credit card debt and only have debt such as a timeshare, student loan, car, or mortgage debt, then I challenge you to break through the stereotype that everyone has those bills and develop a plan to pay those off sooner rather than later. With any debt, it is a mindset, and the more you believe you can pay it off and you set your plan to pay it off and you stick to your plan to pay it off, the quicker you will pay it off. Okay? So set a plan when you expect to have the debts paid off. Set reminders and check the balances every week or every month whenever you review your budget. Then you can track your progress and you can celebrate your wins along the way. The weekly progress turns into monthly progress, which turns into quarterly progress, and then finally at the end of the year, you can clearly see how much of your debt you've cleared away just by setting a budget and a plan. Set reasonable savings goals. I think it's a great idea to save and pay down debt at the same time because unexpected things definitely pop up. Maintenance on your car or unexpected battery or alternator that you need, or that home appliance transitions on to appliance heaven. And then you have your regular maintenance items like your oil changes, your tire rotation, gas for your lawnmower. The key to reasonable savings goals is really knowing how much money you have coming in and going out each month or even each week, so that your budget can tell your dollars where to go before they come in. So whether you have a separate account where the money automatically comes out and goes into that account for savings, or you transfer a set amount over according to your budget, what that line item is each week or each pay or each month. And when you're consistent in adding to that savings, the money will grow and grow. And forget about it. Save it and grow automatically or manually from your budget line item, and just let it grow. Here's another way to stash some smaller amounts of cash if you use cash to pay for things. At the end of the day or the week, put that extra change in a jar in the house, and then let this be part of your Christmas fund or birthday fund to help offset those expenses. An emergency fund, a house fund, a savings, or all of the above, you determine how many savings accounts your financial situation allows you to have. And it's okay to set a goal for one savings account and then build up from there. The goal is to save, and to save with a purpose, because those unexpected things won't wait. Other savings goals definitely include regular contributions to your retirement funds through your company or individual IRAs, Roth IRAs, and investments. These should also have a line item on your budget. How much are you contributing to them in excess of what your company is contributing, or as a regular line item on your budget? Again, the goal is to save, and to save across the board. Can't save if you're not adding to those accounts, whether automatically or manually. Be consistent in your savings goals. Of course, life sometimes throws us curveballs, but having a plan in place for when life is steady helps offset those curveballs and allows you to still connect with those curveballs, because your savings plan is on track and your debt plan won't take a negative impact. Check in with your finances regularly so you are never taken by surprise. I do weekly check-ins, and sometimes I find that I have forgotten a transaction or two. We're all human, but if you don't check in regularly with your cash, you can be sure your money will check out. So let's recap. Mind your budget. Tell your money where to go. Mind your debt. The goal is to keep it from growing and growing. And mind your savings. Tuck your money aside for those things you know and those things you don't know. If you do these 3 things, you will mind yourself into financial good health. Let me know in the comments which part of this success mindset has stuck out most for you, or even some ways you have found helpful for eliminating debt and building your savings. Like this video, share it with a friend so that they too can have a better financial health situation, and subscribe for more videos on encouragement, leadership, and success.